I remember watching shit when I was like first coming into the camp, the Atlanta camp, right? The captain and the bishop, right? And I used to see these demons that they used to have to deal with. These are those scoffers. We told you it was gonna happen, but you didn't believe us. You didn't care, right? And you were warned.
Talking shit
now
to the
when it
watchman.
happened, talking shit to the watchman. Right, exactly. On top of the tower. And, cut that shit off down,
Throwing
man.
shit at the goddamn watchtower.
Exactly, man. Yeah, throwing apples and shit. Shouldn't be, man. Just so we saw all the things they had to deal with, but hey, we told you it was going to happen. No, that's how you dealt. That's how you chose to deal with the prophets. That's the way you chose to deal with the prophets. So the blood going to be required at your hands, not ours. Continue.
And in continuation, verse 5, it says, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning.
Right.
His blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
Right, but if you listen to these things, because amongst that, like the crazy shit that we saw, that the apostles and elders and the Akim had to go through, there was always like maybe one or two that heard it. They heard it, they got warned, but they took heed to that. That's you brothers, right? That's these brothers besides us. They actually heard it, and they were warned. It was like, nah, that sound comfortable. That actually sound like something. Let me listen more. And then they came out and listened more, and eventually it crossed over to the other side, right? But they're the ones that actually paid attention and actually, took it serious, man. So to hell with all the rest of them, because the blood's no longer required at our hands. Continue. Okay. No, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 30, and I'm going to start at verse 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children,
right,
that will not hear the law of the Lord, because the brother had mentioned how they were spitting in the apostles' faces. It says, which say to the seers, see not, to the prophets prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
Right, exactly. Man, those people are like ravenous wolves, man. These fucking big ass veins in their neck and shit. Yeah. Like they used to go in, man. Like time I used to watch bros here in Atlanta, I'm like, yo, like at one point I was like, damn, I'm glad I'm not over there in that camp. Cause that bro was like, he was dealing with roaches, man, the worst of our people. But that's because why? They didn't want him to prophesy to him the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom. They wanted part of this. They actually want to take part of this shit. They actually like this, man. They don't want to hear that the missiles want to attack their beloved home, man. Even though their brothers and sisters are buried all throughout the land. Even though the land is defiled, it gets no land Sabbath, right? You got weird people walking around here that
Monsters.
don't know monsters, bro. They don't know what person they were born in, what body they were born into. They swear they were supposed to be born into another body. Nigga, you got a body, bro.
That's insane.
That shit is crazy. But that's here in Babylon. The word Babylon is go back to the Hebrew word babal. It means confusion, man.
Got the president of the United States saying 8-year-old boys should be able to cut their eyes.
That's crazy. The president.
That was Biden.
The president said that. The leader of this country said that shit. So they don't want to hear that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna come and take that away from them. They don't want that prophesies to deceits, right? So don't tell me I can't eat pork, man. Tell me if I pray over it, I can eat it. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear. Don't tell me I can't smoke weed. Don't tell me I can't do it. I can't have sex with another man and woman.
It's a plan.
It's a plan. Yeah. Oh, they got all the knowledge in the world when it comes to when scriptures tell us what they wise to do evil.
The cannibal.
Yeah. King Solomon was smoke. No, he wasn't, bro.
No, he was not.
I can't have sex with another man, woman. No, you cannot have sex with another man, woman. I think a couple more scriptures and that's it. Out of Ezekiel 33.
Verse 6, it says, verse 6, it says, but if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, it says, if the sword come and take, that's a sword, Ragma sword. Oh, it's like it, bro.
Nah, you good.
Verse 6, like it says, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
And this is actually how I wanted to end this part of the sermon, because reason why is because we have to count the cost, right? We got to know what duty that we're actually into right now. We have to know our office.
Yeah.
It's important for us to do our shows. It's important for us to commemorate with brothers, be charitable, right? It's important for us to come out here on the highways and byways and do this, because if not, the Lord's going to require that blood out of our hands. Yeah. See, when they first didn't listen, it was on them. They just walk by and do what they want to do, continue their days on, and being ain't shit people. Yeah. But that and they always wondering why me, why me? Because the Lord's requiring the blood at your hands. That's why. And we told you. But let us be one of them lazy, so-called prophets that's not out here actually doing the work. It's going to be required out of our hands. If you want to go into, you can actually. Go. I'm actually going.
I was going to say, or Titus 1:11. You got many unruly and vain talkers, right? Who sell lies for the sake of the bag.
Yeah. Hey, but I'm gonna step down and let another brother go into the spirit.
I was just gonna bring out the significance of the word trumpet, since you went into the trumpets. It said in the Bible, and this is just off of AI. It says in the Bible, trumpets are a significant symbol representing. It says God's divine communication, action, and judgment. They are used to. It says in the Bible, trumpets are a significant symbol representing God's divine communication, action, and judgment. They are used to call people together, announce warnings, signal war, and even mark the beginning of a king's reign.
Yeah, hey, so trumpets have multiple uses.
Right.
All right. Matter of fact, also get Isaiah 55. Start at the top. Hey, trumpets had multiple uses, man. They were used for warning. Okay, for celebration. What was the other one? It said.
It said for. It said wars. It says announce warning, signal war, call the people together, and even to mark the beginning of a king's reign.
Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, that was a part of the Israelite culture. That was we would signify. They would blow the horn, the ram's horn. To signify different things, and they were bad with the horn too. They had different tones and pitches. Now brothers can't even hardly blow that shit.
Like they were musicians. Those guys were musicians. They were on the level.
Yep. And brothers be through at the Passover. They can't even blow it. That's how far removed we are from doing that. Yeah, but ultimately, that's what we're doing spiritually. Is blowing the trumpet, man, blowing that tune. Okay, as the scriptures say, the pipers have piped unto you. Why are you not dancing? So look, we're blowing the horn, and we're playing that beautiful song. Okay, for people to for those select few to understand and get it. You can go ahead and get that. Proverbs 1.
All right, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, starting at verse 20. It says, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates.
Yep, so hey, that wisdom crying out. We're blowing that trumpet. Wisdom, putting wisdom out there to the corners of the earth via the YouTube. We don't gotta go to Kenya and all these different countries in Africa and the islands, to try to get them. No, the elect is predominantly in here in America. Number one, number two, whoever is on the whoever is outside of America in these other countries, well, they got internet access. All right, you dudes are just looking for a reason to travel. Because you think that's a part of the the ministry is to wake up those that are gonna get it. You know, but they're not gonna get it. The Lord. That's why you keep getting chased out. You got shut down in France. Talking about IUIC, of course. You got shut down in France. You got ran out of was that Ghana, Kenya? You got ran out of Kenya. All right. So the Lord's not dealing with you. Plain and simple. But go ahead.
Says she cried through the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Right. Yeah. So hey, like I said, the trumpet. Right now we're blowing the trumpet of warning. Right. Okay. We're signifying that danger is coming. What type of danger? The enemy coming in as a flood. Right. Esau, Edom, you know, getting ready to come down with heavy force. Yes. Okay, getting ready to make you Israelites. Well, really, he wants to do away with a lot of you, but also he wants to put a sea hip in you. You know, so he's our enemy, and look, Trump is clearly making it clear. All right, with the deportations and things of that nature, Trump is making it clear that he's against you. All right, which we always say is Nero in the reincarnation, and Nero had a hatred for the Israelites. All right. Well, at that time they called them Christians. Yeah. But he had a hatred for the so-called Christians, which is the Israelites. All right. That was it, right? I thought it mentioned the actual trumpet, but maybe not. Actually, I thought that's okay. Go get what you got. Yeah.
Isaiah 55 and verse 1. It says, you say you thought it mentioned Smith?
That's what I want. 55. You know, you good. Go ahead.
Okay. Isaiah 55 and verse 1, it says, ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that had no money, come ye buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price.
Right, and that's a part of blowing the trumpet. Okay, ho, everyone that thirsted, those that are meant to get this truth. Okay, you'll come pay attention to this truth. That's the best thing that you can do here in these last days, is to pay attention to the prophets of the Lord.
Right. Yeah.
What's that in Second Chronicles 13:36? They misused the prophets.
Yeah.
How do you use the prophets? The brother brought out Jeremiah 28:8. All right, the prophets that have been before thee prophesied against destruction of kingdoms, all these different things. So we're warning you what's to come.
Right. Yep.
So you should take heed. If you listen to the prophets, guess what? You'll be able to prepare yourself.
Yep.
Physically, mentally.
Yes.
You know, right now, you know, brothers are in the spirit of you know, carnally prepping for certain things.
Right.
And we're not going to dig up bunkers and shit like that.
Right.
But we know that times of trouble is coming.
Right.
So it'll be in our best interest to do as Joseph did.
Right.
What did they do? They stored up corn. They knew a famine. The Lord opened up his mind. The Lord gave him the prophecy to know that a famine was coming for 7 years in Egypt. Right? So guess what? What did he do? He stored up corn. So much corn that people came to him.
Right.
People came to Joseph to sell them corn. You know? So how much more us in these times, knowing that we're in the days of trouble, you know, the upcoming Jacob's trouble, you know, hey, well, let's store up these things, gaining skills, you know, because we know that we're going to be as pilgrims on the earth. All right, it's not going to be a safe place anywhere for the elect soon, you know, because hey, we're going to be enemies of the state. We're going to be, you know, the number one T's. You know the word I'm talking about. Same way they were looking for that guy Saddam Hussein and what's his name? Yeah,
Laden,
Bin
yeah.
Laden.
Yep.
You know, same way they were looking for these guys, and they gonna be like, look, man, we gotta find these guys. Where do you have any information? We gotta find out where they at, because these guys, they're a threat to you know, they're a so-called threat to the national whatever. And look, man, we gotta get. If you have any information,
Right.
you know, please call this number or whatever. We have a reward right now. They even got a reward to find. They got $1,000 to find these
Northern
immigrants.
yeah.
These, you know, illegal immigrants. Oh, the bitch in the Uber, she said it was an immigrant in the back. She said, "Give me $1,000. She said, "Give me $1,000. I'm gonna take your ass to ICE right now." So I'm being funny, but ultimately,
Yeah.
you know, hey, it's gonna get to that, man.
Yep.
You know, but hey, our own people gonna be ready to sell us out.
That's right. That's right.
Because $1,000, you know, hey, look, $1,000 really isn't a lot of money, but when Esau upped the ante,
Right.
and you know, well, when food shelves is scarce,
Right.
okay, a nigga will sell you out for a piece of bread,
Right. Right.
you know.
Yep.
So that's the times that, you know, we're gearing into, slowly gearing into. Well, quickly getting into. You got what you got? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, keep going. What you got? And then yeah.
Verse 2, it says, "Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread,
Yeah.
and your labor for that which satisfied not?"
Yeah, why do you spend money for that which is not bread?
Right.
All right, because what? This is talking about spiritual bread. Spiritual. The scriptures is likened unto milk, bread, honey, wine. You know, all these different things. The scriptures is like water.
Water. Yep.
You know, and the Bible is written in allegory. You know, portions of the Bible are written in how do I say? It's there's another word I'm looking for.
Parables, similitudes,
Similes.
similes.
But
Yes.
but I was getting ready to say metaphorical language, something like that. Whatever.
Right,
Y'all get
right,
the point
right.
I'm making.
Right.
But this, in this case, it's talking about. It said, "Come buy wine and bread without price."
Yep.
Get what do I want? I just blanked. It'll come to me. Keep going.
Okay, come. It says, verse 2, it says, "Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and
Yeah.
let your soul delight itself in fatness."
Yeah, this is the real soul food. Let your soul
yes.
delight in the fatness.
Yep.
This is the only thing that can nourish you for good. Like the saying goes, you can teach a man how to fish. And I'm sorry, you can feed a man for a day, or you can teach him how to fish.
That's right.
We are fishers of men.
Right.
All right, we're trying to find other men. What did Yahushua do? He said, "Behold, put down the." He said, basically, put down the fishing rod, and I'll make you fishers of men.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
We're looking for fishers of men.
That's right.
All right,
That's right.
so that we can build up men to fish other men
That's right.
through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Beautiful, yeah. The harvest is plenty, the laborers are few.
Yep.
So we're looking for other fellow laborers. That's why we always go into. That's why we always go into. What'd you say?
That Bible corrupt that you got. That's hate, and you interpret where you interpret that's other.
Oh, we'll come. Hey, we'll come.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come prove your point.
Prove your point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to walk away. That's why you got a mask on, because he's scared. That's why you got a mask on.
They try to mumble it and say it low.
Yeah.
That's why you got a mask on. Hey, because pestilence is coming, nigga.
That's right.
Right.
Keep that mask on and walk down the street. So scary ass. Nigga got a mask on.
All the way up to his eyes and shit. Fucking mad.
Look, man. Go ahead, Jake.
Can't even blink that shit
Yeah.
all the way right.
What do you say? The Bible is corrupt. The Bible's corrupt. Well, prove your point then. Come prove us wrong.
We just got
Right.
to how we
Just say that
been
and
bringing
walk.
prophesying and how
Right.
they come in the past. And we've been saying this for decades.
Yeah.
But it's corrupt.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You corrupt.
Yeah, right.
Hey, well, hey, the scriptures say, let God be true and every man a liar.
That's right.
Except
Right.
what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith? So whatever this nigga's saying, it don't affect our
Yeah.
faith.
Right.
Right.
All right, yeah, that nigga don't believe. Look, man, that nigga's walking around with a mask, right, in open air.
Right.
It ain't even no pandemic.
Niggas bugged out. Niggas bugged out.
That nigga got on a whole mask with a hood.
Yeah.
Can't even see the nigga face.
Nigga, 5 years. He 5 years behind.
We supposed to listen to him. Man, this world is through, man.
Oh man.
But going back to the point, which is
Oh boy.
buying milk and look, this is the everlasting. We're giving you eternal food, like I said, soul
Right,
food,
right,
nutrients for the soul. All right, so that
Yeah.
you'll be nourished. All right, each and every one of us is nourished through the spirit of power of Yahweh Shem El Shai. Guess
Right.
what? We're free.
Yeah.
As scripture say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. We're free from Esau's chain. Yeah, all right, we catch hell in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? We have the same struggles that Jake, not wanting to wake up in the morning.
Right.
Our body aching.
Yeah.
Our woman putting hell on us. Talking too damn much or whatever the
Absolutely.
case may
Absolutely.
be. Our job, our manager, tripping or whoever. So we feel the same pressure. But guess what?
Yeah.
We know that this ain't. Look, to hell with you niggas, man.
Right.
Look,
Right.
this is only temporary.
Right.
So all the things that we go through, we're not even look. It don't even really. We don't give it no thought because we're mentally free.
Right.
We're free from the chains.
Exactly.
We don't. You can't tie us down to this world to where we just think this is all it is. No, we know that there's a greater purpose and a greater hope for us. All right. And that's the eternal. That's that eternal life. That eternal food. All right, that milk and wine. Go ahead.
Done. This is I'm gonna skip down to verse 6, hit 6 and 7.
Yep.
This is it says, verse 6, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near.
That's right.
Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon.
Right. And so that's
yeah.
the warning trumpet that we're blowing right now. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Seek the Lord. And what does it say? Return to the Lord. Repent. Repent for your ways. You wicked Israelites. You've been fooled. You're under the vibration of your oppressor. All right. Okay, you're thinking that, a career and a job and living the American dream and, that's the African American way. They want to better themselves under Esau's system. But then on the flip side, you have the young niggas who are wrapped up in nigga culture.
Right.
And, they're trying to make it from a illegal way. But none of these ways are the ways of Yahweh Shem El Shai.
Right.
All right?
Right.
None of these ways are really going to give you freedom. That's why I say Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for. Israel ultimately wants freedom and sovereignty and being able to live good and comfortably. But you're not going to get that. The scriptures say, behold, this is not your rest, Micah 2 and 10. This is not our rest. You're never going to find any rest here in Esau's kingdom.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you got, you're still going to be depressed. All right? Nigga got a nice ass car and get pulled over by the cops and take your ass to jail.
Right. Exactly.
So it don't matter how much money you got and things of that nature. You might get a brand new whip off the lot, and here come a nigga come crashing and total your whip.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So it ain't no winning here. There's no winning here.
Right.
You know, look, we need a new system,
Right.
all right, where none of this bullshit in Esau's kingdom will happen, man. That was pretty much
Yeah,
on that.
that was
Get what
fun,
you got. Proverbs 23.
All right, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 23 and verse 23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not.
Yeah, buy the truth. You know, buy the truth. How do you buy the truth? Paying attention. Pay attention. Give an ear. Taking heed. You know, and it says, sell it not. Scriptures also say, freely receive, freely give. So we receive this for free. All right, Yahushua told us how to fish, told us how to become fishers of men, and guess what? Once you acquire those skills and knowledge and wisdom and understandings, then you will begin to pour that unto others through the Spirit of Yahushua. It said, what did Paul say? He said, "Be ye followers of me, even as I am of Yahushua."
Yeah.
So Yahushua gave us these things through the Spirit and power. You know. And so we will give those things in return, and we don't sell it for money. Buy the truth.
Right.
Buy the truth. Hearken, listen. You know, buy it. Don't window shop.
Right.
Don't hesitate. This is a no-brainer. Yeah, put it on layaway. I'll get it later. You know, because this is a no-brainer investment. Hey, the scriptures say, whatever you forsake on this side, you receive 100-fold.
Yes.
What investment do you know that where you can put your money in and get 100-fold back?
Right.
That's right.
You know, look, that's a hell of an investment.
Yeah.
And you can't lose by sticking with it.
Yeah.
You can't lose. There's no lose. Because, all right, you might say, oh, well, you're gonna catch hell, nigga. That's making you better.
Right. That's true.
It's making you stronger. It's
right.
building your character. It's building your faith.
Right.
So there is no losses in this thing, like you said. Beautiful. There's no losses. Okay, yeah, you might lose a house or lose a possession or your family or whatever. But then guess what? The Lord restore it and give you something even better. This brother is a great testament to that.
Yep.
Right.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
You want to lose anyways.
Yep.
It don't
Yeah,
matter if,
yep.
if you take the, you want to lose it. It's all gonna be destroyed. What the?
It's all
Yeah.
vanity at the end
It's
of the day.
it's all vanity. You know?
Yep.
Yep, you got it.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 5 and verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord,
Yep.
and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Yeah, make no tarrying, man. Don't wait. Don't put it on layaway like the brother said. Don't procrastinate. We know niggas love to procrastinate.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
And they will wait till the last minute
Yeah.
to try to call on the Lord.
Yeah.
No, look, man, we're calling the Lord now.
Right.
You know, we're out here now. You know, making our bodies a living sacrifice. You know, that's why we tell those that are listening, get your ass out here, man.
Yep.
You know, you gotta make your body look. You gotta give diligence to make your calling and election sure.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, just by watching videos and
Right.
you're not gonna have that same comfort of that same peace of mind to know that I gave it my all.
Right.
You know, you're gonna go into that day
Yeah.
unsure. You're gonna go into that day unsure whether the Lord is gonna save you or not.
Yeah.
But at least by doing this, you have a better chance, a better surety.
Yep.
You know, because we've built up an investment. You got it.
Right.
That's how we came into this truth.
Yep.
We weren't built up and just ready to. The Lord He gave us the truth, and we was like, it's like we weren't even looking for it, because we didn't
Right.
even know that we was gonna be doing this. So it's like we weren't even ready to, but the Lord still gave it to us.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
it's gonna be the same way.
Yep.
You're not gonna be fully ready when Jacob's trouble is at its peak. You're not gonna. You just got to go into it and believe it and having faith in Yahweh Shema Shai.
that's right.
And it's going to guide and lead you. That's the only way.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You got something? Go ahead.
Okay. This is James chapter 2 and verse 18. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
Yeah, get out here and work, man.
Yeah.
Because through faith, if you believe in this thing, then you'll have works.
Yeah.
You know, you'll show yourself. Like Janet Jackson, that song, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
But no, women need reassurance. You can't say you love a woman, but you're not taking out her on dates.
Right.
You know, you're not doing the things that you're supposed, you know, providing for her financially.
Right.
You know, being attentive, calling her on the phone. You know, so we gotta, and the same thing with this truth, because wisdom is likened unto a woman, which is Sophia.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So we have to pay attention, and we have to pay attention to wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to buy this truth as well.
Yes.
Which is to pay attention. We have to buy the truth as well, so that we can input this information to output it to the elect.
That's right. Yep.
All right. You got more on it?
That's it.
Okay. You got some.
I got a quick one. Just to land back on what those brothers saying. This is Matthew 6 and starting 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasure on earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Yep.
But lay up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Yep. And that's that investment
Yep.
that I spoke of.
Yep.
Investing. You know, what are the worldly investments? What's a worldly investment? You got CDs, you got bonds,
Yep.
you got digital digital currency investment, trust. You got business investments. You know, where you can make a good return on your money, but none of them are to spiritual investments.
That's right.
All right, which is spiritually investing yourself, spiritually submitting yourself to Yahweh Shema Shai,
Right.
and gaining that faith and gaining that favor with the Lord.
That's right. Yeah.
Because when you gain that favor with the Lord, guess what? You get comfort. You get security. It feels good. How many of y'all feel good after you do a lesson?
Yes.
You feel like, look, I'm one step closer.
Right.
That's it.
After you do a lesson, it's a good feeling. You're like, yes,
Come
I
on,
did
yes.
the work.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? It's a good feel. You kind of feel safe.
Yes.
Even right after camp, you like, look, I did the work.
Right.
It's a safety in that.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
if I can say contrast to that, you also feel like you lacking when you're not doing it.
Yes.
Right.
You feel like you're feeling like shit, man. I need to get on my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could, Baba Kushal, me and the brother Kabal on the way down here, we were talking about that. We said that it's feel like a sense of urgency is on you when you miss a day without doing the lesson. It's like the spirit is on you. Hey, do the lesson, get
Right,
it done.
right.
So yeah, we were talking about that's the spirit. We were talking about that on the way to camp. Yeah.
Let me look for this piece. Somebody got something. Okay, everybody got something.
You got a quick one. I got one, but it was 3 verses in.
Okay.
I hit it real quick. I hit it. This is Mark 10 and verse, and the disciple was standing. First, I started verse 23. I just read down through it, but you can chime in whenever. It says, and Yahweh looked round about and said unto his disciples, how hardly shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai? And his disciples were astonished at his words. But Yahweh answered again and said unto them, children, how hard is it for them that trust in riches to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai?
Yep.
It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai.
Right. Yeah. So hey, it's very tough for a rich man, because was it Lazarus, the rich man, that Yahweh spoke with, and he said, Lord, I've done all these things. I've kept the law from my youth. I've done this. I've done that. But then he said, Yahweh said, okay, leave everything you have and follow me.
Right.
And he put his head down because
Right. Yeah.
He put his head down
Yeah.
because he knew he wasn't gonna be able to do that. And guess
Right.
what Yahushua said? He said, what did he say? He said, I think he quoted that. But
Right.
basically, it is easier. It's easier for it's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven.
I got that for you.
Then it go for
you can get it.
to the hundredfold. But it's a few
Yeah,
more
keep going.
verses on down.
Oh, beautiful,
It
yeah.
says, and they were astonished out of measure, saying among themselves, who then can be saved?
Right.
And Yahushua looking upon them said, with men it is impossible, but not with Yahweh Shema Shai, for with Yahweh Shema Shai all things are possible. It says, then Peter
Yeah,
began.
men can't save you, man. These possessions can't save you. There's another one I'm thinking. I think it's Proverbs 16:4. Richest profit is not. I think that's, or it's 11:4. I think it's 11:4.
Yeah, 11:4.
11:4.
That's it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's the book of Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Yeah, so riches ain't gonna profit you.
Right.
There was this lady who, I don't know, it was a quote I heard a while back, but basically, if it don't matter, like when we go into the times of trouble, times of destruction that we know is coming, all the riches, you have so much riches that you've stored up, it's gonna be useless unless you have an army to protect it.
Right.
You gotta have a whole army to protect it.
Right.
Because, all right, you stored up all these things for you and your small family or whatever, you and your woman or kids or whoever. Well, 15, 16 people come, 15 to 20 people come.
Right.
What the fuck you gonna do? You
Right.
outnumbered. You don't
Right.
got enough guns to go to shoot them to protect all your things you stored up.
Right.
So you gotta have an army to protect it, but ultimately you gotta have the spirit of the Lord.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's just on a carnal level.
Right.
But ultimately, the only way you can protect your assets in the day of the Lord is through Yahweh Shemel Shai.
Hey, Cap.
Uh-huh.
Brothers know about the movie Homestead? It's a movie called Homestead. It just came out, but forgot the dude's name. But he has a homestead with an estate, and he had to hire security because all the shit he had in it, he needed protected. He had his big ass gate, but people kept banging at the fucking gate, trying to get in, and people were getting in on the thing, so he had to hire security. And he had security with like a whole small army. That movie's good. It's about like the end of the world, or it's like a blackout or something that happens, and he has a homestead. He has abundance of corn and things like that. People trying to get in, so he had to hire like a little army.
Oh, he had to hire an army. He had to. Yeah. Yep.
That's the only way you can protect them goods like that. But that's why we're gonna have Yahweh Shema Shai to guide and lead us, and He's gonna be our protection. He's gonna tell us what to do in those days. He says, "Make no thought." Don't worry. Don't even listen. I am going to direct you, just like if he directed the wicked leaders, what he said, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Shema Shai, basically, roughly paraphrasing. Well, he's gonna guide and lead his men, But we're gonna finish this off in Mark 10. Go ahead.
All right, it's Mark chapter 10 and verse 28. Says, then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all we have and have followed thee.
That's right. And guess what? We're gonna have to leave everything we have. Okay? And follow who? Yahweh Shema Shai. Just like Cap mentioned earlier about the fishermen.
Right.
And when they left and followed the Lord, it said they left everything and straightway followed the Lord. They left their father.
Wasn't no questions getting
No
asked.
question, like, I'm going to the Lord. That's it.
Yeah.
and we're gonna be the same way.
Yep.
Because you got to think about it. If you do have some type of goods or whatever, and the Lord say go, you can't take that shit. You can't bag it and take it with you. No, man, let's go.
Yeah.
Look, the Lord has something else in store for us.
Yep.
Another brother might come through here and grab some of this or something,
Right.
but we got to go. Right.
Hey, bro, that reminded me, Slacky, of a dream that I had a while ago. All hell was breaking loose, and it was me and a couple brothers. We had went to this warehouse, right? And the warehouse was full of food.
Right.
And We was all sitting down at a bench eating,
Yeah.
and the Spirit came over us and said, "Get out of here."
Right.
And we all just got up and left. And the people that was following us was like, "Y'all just gonna leave all this shit?" And we was like, "Yeah, we out." And we
Right.
left.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
then later on, there was a big ass explosion
Yeah,
that had blew that whole area up.
See?
Yeah.
See? And that goes with following after the Spirit, following
Yeah, that's
after
heavy,
Yahweh
bro.
Shema
That's
Shah.
heavy.
We always say, if the Lord say, bust this right,
Right.
we taking it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean, but there's some potholes in the down here. The road don't look. It was more straight. Listen, the straight gate is full of potholes, man. You know, so but we're gonna follow the Lord and go. The Lord got another plan, man. We're gonna follow after the Spirit. Go ahead.
Verse 29, it says, And Yahushua answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that hath left house, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my sake and the gospel's, but he shall receive 100-fold
See?
now in this time.
That's right. Just like Cap mentioned earlier, you receive 100-fold, man. So you're going to have to leave these things, okay?
Right.
We can leave these things behind, but guess what? We're going to receive it back 100-fold, okay? It said lands. Those are riches then. If you have land, that's wealth, okay? What come on the land? You got animals on the land. You got farming on the land. So that comes with wealth. You're going to leave this stuff behind and follow Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You know, because you can't take it with you. You would die trying to stay there. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
See, you got to enter in at this straight gate, you know? And this straight gate, like we said, man, this straight, to you, you can't see a street paved with nothing but gold. You can't see it. But that's where the Lord is taking you.
Yep.
To you, it might look like like damn, they done cut up all the highway and you see tractors. You see orange cones and shit, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord is like, nah. That's just what you see right now. You can't see what I see.
Right.
Just trust me though.
Right.
Go ahead.
God, this is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
That's right.
For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
To what?
That leadeth to destruction.
See that good, that easy way, that way that look like it might be right, and this this concrete on this highway is 8 inches thick. It got the rebar wire in it. It's strong. Man, that shit gonna lead to death, man.
Yeah.
Don't go that route. Leave that route. Exit the route. You know your maps in that route right there. No, I'm not following. I'm not going that route.
Right.
You know. You got a precept? Okay, come. 1 second, real quick. Precept.
All right, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, and verse 24. Says, man's goings are of the Lord.
See that? Man goings are of the Lord. Go ahead.
How can a man then understand it his own way?
See that? Man can't understand his own way, so we don't know. We got to understand the way of the Lord, so we got to follow the Lord. You know, we got to follow the Spirit then. If you ain't following the Spirit, man, you will get left behind. Okay? You don't want the Lord to leave you. That's why we out doing what we're doing today.
That's right.
Because we don't want to get left behind.
Right.
Go ahead. That was it on that real quick. Yeah, you go back to
God,
yours.
this is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight
Gate.
gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in therein.
That's right. See that? And you don't want to go that route, man. You know, because that's the destructive way. So don't leave it. And guess what? The men that are teaching the Lord's people have came into this. Guess what? We've left that route. We following after the Lord. You know, we see the prophecy happen. We just continue to keep pushing. Like, you know what? We just following the Lord, man. We left that route. We've been here to eat the Lord. When the Lord brought us in, the Lord ended this way route for us.
Right.
Go ahead.
And I got this real quick before I go to the next verse for you. When you go to straight on the online etymology, when you go to the adjective going down, I read some of what I see on it from online etymology. It says, on the sense of difficulty, plight, it says straight and narrow, conventional, or wisely limited way of life. Then when you go to the adjective for it, say narrow, not wide, tightly pulled.
That's right.
And it says close fitting of garments.
Yep.
It says strict, exacting,
Yeah.
stern,
Yeah.
rulers,
Yeah.
laws.
Yeah.
Then it says tight, close, fitted, constricted, narrow. And it also says of a way of life, severely restricted, austere.
That's right. A way of life that are very restricted. It's severe. It said narrow.
Yep.
You got to think about when animals are being herded.
Right.
Just say sheep, matter, because the Lord refers to sheep. When they're being herded, they're getting herded. They're coming in from a wide angle to this narrow, tight, close pathway. Okay, they may have to, maybe the shepherd may lead them to another area of the field. You know, and they got to get through this one gate, but they all can't go. You got to come in to go that route in order to get to that pasture over there.
Right.
We're doing the same. We're trying to get to that pasture, right?
Right.
We're trying to get to the kingdom, so we got to do the same thing then.
Right.
We got to come in and tightly, you know, be firm, be secure. You know, hey, go back to roots, have our roots, you know,
deep,
going
man.
down deep. You know, so nothing can sway us.
Yep.
Okay, no doctrine can sway us.
Right.
Okay, no other beliefs can sway us.
Right.
We strictly with Yahweh Shema Shai.
Yep,
Right.
if I can
That's
say
the
too.
importance.
And it says strict. It says exacting.
See that?
Exacting, stern.
See?
So we got to do exactly how we supposed to do it,
Yep.
not our way.
That's
we
it.
got to go the way of the Lord.
That's it. That's
when
it.
when son's bride, you ain't got to go the exact way. You doing what you want to do. You
Yeah.
got
Right.
you know the
That's
freedom
right.
to. All right, I'm gonna go this way. I'm a windmill. I'm a spin move and do all whatever it is that you want to do when it's bride.
Yep. That's
Yep.
right. Because you have more. It's more room to make errors.
Yep,
You
more room to make
can
errors.
sin and
Right,
Yep.
you ain't following that the Lord.
Right.
You distracted. You know,
Right.
you got this over here. Well, that's Babylon.
Yep,
Right.
That's America, man. All these different distractions. There's always something going on. People just walking by. They probably coming from a play or something.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you never know. You know, so any kind of bullshit just to keep you distracted, man.
Right, right.
You know, that's what this place live for on the weekends.
Right,
We
right,
live for
right.
on the weekend is to come do
Do
the
his
work.
work. That's right.
That's
That's
it.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it says of rulers, laws.
Yeah, see that? Rulers and laws, man.
Yep.
You got to be able to obey the laws of Yahweh Shem to the very best of your ability. Now we can't.
Yep.
We can't do all. We know we can't. You know,
That's
we're
right.
gonna
That's
go
right.
off, but guess what? We strictly trying though.
That's right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't know. I'm not doing that right there. I
Right.
had the Lord gave me the power to deny that. I'm going
Right.
to deny that right,
Right.
there.
Yep.
That's right,
You
brother.
know, I'm not doing that. Oh, well, the Lord put this, and I tripped up over this. And that's so you didn't even see it.
Yep.
Right.
That's totally different.
Yep. And a part of that broad gate too is Christianity.
Christianity, yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that, oh yes.
Yes,
That
sir.
keep that keep our people, man. That had right.
Yep.
Like, nope, y'all better not. Your white man
Yeah.
can't make it. Right. You better not read no scripture. You
Right.
better just listen to that preacher.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right. Right.
It is one more.
Come on, you got it, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way
That's right.
which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
That's right. See that? He broke down
Fire.
the word straight. See that? And that
Yeah.
thing is narrow. And the few that find that way right there, it leads to life, man.
That's right.
It leads to the kingdom of heaven.
Yep.
Right.
That kingdom come. It's coming.
Right.
That's what it leads to.
Yes.
You see that? And that's what we're trying to do. And we're out teaching and preaching, hoping that you can get on board,
Right.
repent from your sins, and follow Yahweh Shema Shai.
That's
right.
what we're doing now is entering in that straight gate.
We're
Right,
entering
right,
in.
right.
You see that? We ain't out in that broad field, man, just being loose. No. No, we right here. Okay, Lord, what's next? Okay, you can do this, then bam, that's
Yep.
it. Do this, bam, okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to do it like that. We all trying to do it like that, man.
Yep.
We moving as that herd, that flock.
Yep.
You know, that's trying to get to that pasture.
Yep.
We them sheep trying to get over there.
That's it. Coming out on the highways and hedges, warning our people.
That's it.
Making our bodies living sacrifice,
Sacrifice.
doing our lessons,
That's right.
doing everything that was commanded of us.
That's
right.
Going
That's
down
right.
that straight gate.
That's
Right.
right. When people, on our daily during the week,
Yep.
brothers don't see us, but guess what? We're
Right.
still holding it down and being righteous.
Right.
We ain't out just doing some wicked shit. No,
Uh-uh.
being righteous.
Right.
That's
People
right.
encounter us that don't even know us. They be like, hold on, that man, that scene, I like you.
Right.
That it's the spirit that we carry. You know, we ain't out doing. We're not just cussing people out.
Right.
We're not being assholes.
Right.
Okay. we being very.
Being at peace with all men.
Right.
Being at peace with all men. That's
Yeah.
it. We're being at peace with all men. You
Yep.
know,
We-
we just let the Lord do the talking, and
Right.
we don't be like, man, me. Oh, the Lord just said that to them.
Right. Right.
They must needed to hear it.
Right.
You
Right.
didn't even hit them with now scripture. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just like, man, the Lord just
Having a religious conversation.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, we be having them encounters with people.
That's it. That's
Yep.
it, bro. Yep. That was it on that.
Yep.
You got it.
I got a
Yeah.
quick one, just to land back off what the brother was preaching. This is 2 Ezra 7. I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, there is also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water,
Yeah.
and only one path between them.
Oh, it's only one path in between there. Water on one side, fire on the other side. Guess what? You got to.
Be careful.
You better not go that
I know.
way. Right.
Yeah.
You know how you get.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm trying to get. Man, I'm gonna take my time. Now, don't rush me.
That's right.
I'm taking
That's
my time.
You gotta be focused.
Focus.
Yeah.
And you can't be sleep.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't be sleep. Oh,
Yeah.
you done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking in front of you, you see a golden glow.
Right.
Yeah.
Behind you, you seeing chaos.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I gotta get there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, what like we was just talking about Jacob's trouble. Shit, Jacob's trouble, like, oh shit, these
Yeah.
people are bugging that.
Yeah.
And we staying sane, we still praying. Be like, and we just allowing the Lord to do his work. You know?
It's a little bit
You
more.
got it.
And it says, and the only path between them, verse 8, and the only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be but one man that goeth go there at once.
That's right. Hey, so guess what? You can't rely on the next man
That's right.
to get you into the kingdom.
Yep.
You know, I can't rely on this brother. He can't rely on me. You know, no, I can't. You know what? The parable of the oil.
Right.
You see that? We all got to go get our own oil.
Woo.
To take
Yes,
that oil
sir.
through that, I can't.
Yep.
No, let me get some of your oil.
No.
No, sir.
You gotta work out your own
No, sir.
salvation.
Yeah.
You gotta go get
Work
your
out
own.
your own
Work out
salvation.
your own
Fear and
salvation.
trembling.
That's
Fear
it.
and
With fear and trembling.
Yes.
See that?
Yes.
See that? So that's what we all have to do. You know. So great analogy. Go ahead, bro.
It's like I can say, you can't be at the house, you laid up, got your lemonade,
Yeah.
got your food set up, you sitting back chilling, and you see a brother going out like, yeah, we done did the work for the day.
Right.
He
Right.
did the work. No, he did the work. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
How the hell you get that word out your
Right.
mouth? You sitting up in here just laid up,
Right.
propped up.
Right. Right.
You getting none of this oil.
Right, you gotta get out of here.
Right.
Look, you better go out Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
For real.
You work out your own salvation.
Right. Right.
That's
right.
it. That's it, bro.
Right. Yeah.
There was some more on that?
Oh, no,
That was it. All right, you got one day we're gonna close out.
Kind of like you were saying, doing things in the sight of men.
Right.
You can't come up some other way.
Right.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes
Right, brother.
23. It
Right.
says, such a man only fears the eyes of men,
That's right.
and knoweth not the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
And what's the eyes of the Lord?
Yep.
The angels.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
That's right. Hey, so yeah, you got it. Go ahead. Yeah, So listen, we got to. The angels of the Lord is around us and camped around us at all times.
Yep. They're here now.
When we at camp, when we're not at camp, when you're doing your lessons, when you're at work, when you're at home,
And report everything back.
reporting everything back. So you can't hide and be like, oh well, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna be this way because ain't nobody gonna see. The angels, they seeing everything. The Lord
Right.
out 10 times brighter than the sun. Then them angels reporting back.
Right.
And that's an easy way for you, the Lord, to get your issue from the Lord, man. If you're gonna be, because that's being wicked. That's being fake. You trying to pretend you being something and then you not. Okay.
You only fooling yourself.
You only fooling yourself. You playing yourself.
Yep.
You finna play yourself right on up out of here, man.
Right.
You finna play yourself right on to the Lord. Say, Hebrews 10 and 31. Where it says, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of
living
Yahweh
power.
shot the water, bro. You playing yourself right on into that. The Lord will be on deal with you, man. Next thing you know,
Your soul
jump out from
required. Your soul required.
So yeah, man, you can't get over on Yahweh Shema Shah.
Right.
So whatever is going on, on your personal life and your whatever, man. Don't let that stress, don't let none of this stuff that Babylon is offering, stop you from staying focused on the goal of receiving the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai. And if you do that, you're gonna stay on that. You're gonna stay on that path. You're gonna be sincere, and you're gonna just continue to push.
Right.
So with that, we pray that this was an edifying camp.
Yes.
And we like to end it by giving all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace say to the elect all over the four corners of the earth. Shalom.
Shalom.
Sir.